San Antonio! Welcome to All Things San Antonio podcast with your host and favorite realtor, Brad Burns, and
your second favorite host and realtor and co-host, Ken Carter. And we are here with Edmond Perez, a.k.a. Coach Edmond Perez, owner and proprietor of the district in Helotes. Welcome.
Leon Valley.
Leon Valley.
Yeah.
Is there a difference? It's kind of a difference.
It is. There is a difference.
But it says San Antonio.
But it's all San
But it's San Antonio, and we talked about that beforehand. We'll get into that. But like with everybody, let's start with your origin story. Like I know that you had prior military, but are you? Mm-hmm. He's born and bred here in San Antonio. Okay. I'm a military brat. I got here 16 years late, but been here ever since ish. How about you? Where you started at?
I was born in San Antonio because my dad was a drill sergeant at Lackland. So
there you go.
I was born in San Antonio, and then again I was Air Force brat, so we moved around. So I didn't get to spend a whole bunch of time in San Antonio. And then shortly after, or right before he was about to retire, we moved here. I think my junior year of my high school.
That's funny. Me too.
Yeah, junior year of high school career, and went to Thomas Jefferson for 2 years, and then St. Philip's Culinary School and Army.
Nice. My wife went to St. Philip's Culinary School.
Did she?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, went to the Army because the job I was working at the time, they were like, you don't have any experience. And I said, well, but I'm good. And they were like, we don't care. We're not going to pay you. And so the military recruiter got a hold of me and showed me all the fancy Pentagon stuff. And
you can say BS.
I want to do that. I want to do that stuff. And then it came into, that was summer of 2000. And then the fall of 2000, I got my assignment. And they were like, you're going to Fort Benning, Georgia. I was like, no, excuse me, drill sergeant. There's a mistake here. I'm a chef, and I don't go here. They're like, oh, you're going. Congratulations. That was bad.
No Pentagon, huh?
No Pentagon. But I learned, the Army taught me quite a few things, and they sent me to quite a few schools, and they paid for 2 certifications. And so, I wouldn't change a thing. You develop in your military career as a chef, and you get a little better known, and these type of things. Go to the military. I forget what they call it now. For us, it was the competition, right? Yeah. The military competition, which is the largest culinary competition in North America, to include Mexico and Canada.
Oh, wow. It's
huge. Every year at Fort Lee, Virginia, in March. And so I would go to those, and we would do okay, and I'd win some medals. But then they're like, oh, come to the Pentagon. We'll recruit you. Come here, be an enlisted agent. And then I just didn't want to go to the Pentagon because, like a black hole of things, you get the Pentagon, you stay at the Pentagon.
Yeah.
And that's where you stay. But I had a great career. I was lucky enough to be stationed here in San Antonio for about 7 years, where we met.
That's where we met.
And do some things on the side. At that time, I was an enlisted aide. I was working for the 3-star at Fort Sam for Army North. And so I was able to do, coach our daughters in volleyball and do all those side things, have a band, play in the band.
I didn't know you played in a band.
Still play in the band. I played in that band. The day after I turned 18, I got a call from my uncle, who's the drummer. And he's like, you ready? I said, I've been waiting for this call my whole life.
He waited until you turned 18?
Yeah. He's like, I need a keyboard player. I said, all right. So, yeah, we're playing in the band.
What kind of music?
It's top 40 covers. We're called the E7 Band. Nothing to do with military.
Just coincidence?
Yeah. So the owner of the band, Hollywood, we call him Hollywood, he's a big U2 fan. And one of the first shows that U2 ever did when they got big was on the rooftop somewhere in L.A. on East 7th Street. And so we call the band E7.
Oh, that's cool.
That's pretty tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many places, you said you came back as a junior. Mm-hmm. Like how many places? I lived in 11 places. Okay. This was the 11th place I lived when I turned 16. In my junior year was it was crazy. And that's why I didn't join the military. I was like, screw this. I'm not moving around like this. Needless, I didn't know. My dad always like, anybody want to move? My dad was like, I'll take it. He was trying to find his place. He just kept on moving around.
Yeah, no, I think you definitely have me beat because it was maybe 5 or 6. Germany, Arizona, California, Colorado. And I think that's it. A couple places in Germany.
Germany's cool. We just went to visit there when we were living in the Azores in Portugal, Isle Island. We took the little. I tell you,
hops.
It was great. I got to learn how to ski in the German Alps at 10 years old in the Garmisch Armed Forces.
How many people can say that in San Antonio?
And it costs like $400 to take a hop, do all that and everything like that. Yeah, so it's being a military brat, especially if we're able to travel overseas and experience those things, which I got to experience. It's amazing because you do it middle class income, but you're traveling around like a diplomat or something.
No problem.
Yeah. And getting to see these other cultures. And
I agree, because I think when I was there, I didn't really fully grasp that. Right.
Well, I didn't figure that out till 45.
Yeah, right. And I didn't appreciate it at the time. I was like, oh man, we're gonna go drive 3 hours to go look at a castle, like whatever. Yeah. But now I go back every year with the company that I'm working with. I go back every September for a big food show that they have there, and it's amazing. It's awesome. I did 2 tours in Poland right before I retired, and we travel. I take oh man, you guys got to go see this. You got to go see, because they've never been out, So I take my roommates or whatever, and it was awesome. I love Europe.
Does it influence your cooking at all?
100%.
What's your favorite?
All my travels influence, I think.
Because we'll get to your current restaurant, which but like. Through that culinary career and stuff like that, like how much freedom did you have? Because you were cooking for the generals and stuff like that. You're doing banquet dinners. Like, what kind of freedom? Like, what kind of dinners are you doing?
I don't think I worked for 2 of the 3 stars at Army North, and neither one of them I don't think ever really dictated. They were like, whatever, do your thing. I think I got a little bit more generous with the second general because. He was a little more high end, and he wanted to impress the guests that he was having a little bit more, and so we would do 3-course lunches and 5 to 7-course dinners at the house or at the office. Or
how often was that?
For him, for the second general, was probably 2 or 3 times a month, if not more. General Swan, who was the first general at Army North that I worked for, I still keep in contact till today. I was just messaging him a couple weeks ago, actually. Phenomenal man. Beautiful family. He was more of like, let's just get, we only want to do it when everyone can come. He wanted to get the community involved, everybody. The police chief, fire chief, he wanted everybody there. Okay. And so we would have to wait and do a big event, like a fiesta event or something like that. Yeah. So those are usually once a quarter, once a month. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What did you do kind of in the in-between times, like in between those big meals? Was it like daily?
Yeah, for enlisted aid, it's like we're house maintainers. And so we were assigned to the house because it's usually a historic house. And Fort Sam is beautiful. Yeah, it's a historic house. It's quarters number 6. And so we were in charge of, like, if that roof shingle was coming off, you got to call the historic, so we're doing all that stuff. Coordinating maintenance, doing daily travel plans, doing daily meal trips, doing general's uniform, because he had 5 or 6 uniform, coordinate with the drive. It's like logistics. Like you got to coordinate with all these people. Like, he's got, what's his calendar today? Okay, I got to prepare 5 uniforms. He's going to be changing in the truck on the way there. And yeah. So, yeah.
That's interesting.
It was a very interesting job. I didn't really understand what I was getting into at first, but once they let me have my culinary freedom, I was like, well, I'll do whatever you want me to do. They let me order China so I'm talking to the Lennox dealer in South Carolina, and we're ordering U.S. Army North China and specialty designs with the logo on it and all that. And so it's like, I never thought that I would be able to do that as a staff sergeant first class in the Army. It's totally different out of the normal realm of, feeding 1,500 troops at Fort Benning.
Yeah. So they kind of just let you do your thing, huh?
Let me do my thing. You wear civilian clothes. Yeah, you're just like you're like an enlisted aide, is what they call us. Mm-hmm.
So a little. I do want to talk a little bit because we're talking a little bit about volleyball. Mm-hmm. How did you get into? Because that's how we met originally.
Yeah.
My 4th oldest child, my 2nd oldest daughter, was played on her team. I think she was 10. I guess
she was like 10 or 11. Yeah, I remember.
I think it was the 11s team, and
but we were 10, playing in 12s,
something like that. They were crazy. And how did you get how did that journey start? Because I know your sister does volleyball as well.
Yeah. So my sister Anna has played volleyball her whole life, and so we just would walk around or travel around following her and watching her do it. Never really had an interest until I had 4 daughters, and my mom brought 2 of them back from Hawaii. We were living in Hawaii at the time. She brought 2 of them home early, and then we followed a few months later. And she had involved them in CYO, which is the Catholic Youth Sports Organization, right? And so they started doing the volleyball and we don't take score type of stuff, and everybody's a winner. And so they kind of aged out of that, and we kind of had a pretty good squad.
Yeah.
And so then we were approached by Aces, and so I said, all right, well, let's do it. And we kind of all came together, and we were lights out that year. We crushed it. And that was my first time ever coaching club. My sister Anna had always played club, and so we were like, I don't know what club is, whatever. And so I kind of got into it by doing that. And so by letting my older daughter Ariana do it, and then I coached, and then they got to play for free. And so it's like, okay, well, that's a perk.
That worked out, huh?
It worked out for me. So she gets to play club on 13's team, and I was coaching 12s, and I only had 10-year-olds and 11-year-olds, and so, but we dominated. We killed it.
Yeah,
we won the regionals that year.
I remember, and then we moved to Alamo, and they have 5 they always have 5 teams at the lower levels and everything, and. The one thing that I will remember about that forever is because we were one of the first teams that came over as a team. And so they wouldn't give us Premier I guess that's what I'm talking about. It's Premier.
Premier.
And I think they wanted to call us Elite or Gold or one of those 2, which is they go Elite, Gold, Red, Yellow, Black, whatever. Mm-hmm. And one of the other teams got so mad that we were going to take their color, and we're like, call us whatever the hell you want to call us.
Yeah,
and
we don't care.
And destroyed them. Yeah. It's just destroyed them. Yeah. But they were well coached. Those were fun times.
Those were good times. Yeah,
I
had a good group of parents. I had a good group of girls. Which my sister, who still coaches at Alamo.
Yeah, she's a great coach. She's an amazing coach.
Thank you. Yeah, she still talks about. I mean, we still talk about volleyball all the time. But the parents and the girls. You're gonna have one set of good and one set of bad, or both. Or you just don't know. And that year, both those years, I was very lucky. I had my parents They just followed. Yeah. And the girls did the same. And we killed it. 2 years in a row, won regionals.
It was fun.
Ranked 2nd in the country when we went to Florida. Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
Mm-hmm. We were ranked 2nd in the country. I mean, it's 10 or 11-year-olds.
It's crazy.
That's Mia, by far, I tell her, Mia, of all my kids, is the most competitive. And possibly athletic.
I agree.
In a lot of ways. I go off on tangents about my kids, but I'll never forget when there was one practice, I think it was when she was 13 or 14 though, and it was a practice, and there was a big rally, and she ran off and did one of her saves that she would do, and then came back and did another one, and at the end of the play, all the parents at the practice gave her a standing ovation. I'm like, my girl's getting a standing ovation for a practice?
Yeah.
Allen Iverson would be pissed. Shout out to Mia Crease.
She was a hard worker.
She
was a killer. All of them were. They were. We had very few add-ins the second year, and they all killed it. They were a good group of girls. I still keep in contact with a few of them.
Yeah, and I was telling him because Mia now she coaches for another club, SA Juniors, and a girl on the team, Perez, who she played at Texas State, right? Or no, she played somewhere.
I forget where.
They do clinics and stuff. So their first club year they play together, and now they're coaching together.
That's cool.
At club and stuff like that, which is really kind of cool. But let's go back to you. You now have a new restaurant in Leon Valley, as I've heard.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because we did, right? And so what we ran into is at the beginning of summer heat in May, end of May, we're like, okay, this AC's not doing it. Start calling landlord. So she replaced it. Cheapest bidder, right? Like government work, cheapest bidder. And so she did replace it. It just wasn't doing it either. and so I've got some friends in the AC area, and Frank came out and told me, yeah, it's because you need a fresh air return, need all this, mumbo jumbo. I'm a chef, man. I couldn't tell. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Write it down for me, and I'll send it to her. And she was like, yeah, we're not going to do that. So we closed for a week, trying to like figure out what else we could do. That's the week that it rained really badly, and found out that our outdoor patio, is actually a bowl, and it spills into the restaurant when it's full. And so then we contacted her about that. She didn't want to fix it, and so we ended up. What we're doing is in middle of June is we ended up like stopping operations. Like, let's figure this out.
Yeah.
And I think what we're going to end up having to do is walk away from that building and look for a different building. So Hollywood, who also does like home flips and stuff on the side, investment stuff, he's looking for me for a bigger kitchen. He wants to bring in live music. He wants to bring in full bar because we only had beer and wine.
Yeah.
So he wants full bar. So he's kind of our investor and wants us to do bigger and better.
You look in the same area?
I think he's looking for the best deal and for, what's going to bring us more clients. Because where we were kind of hidden. We were hidden behind this big pole. People found us. We did very well there. We always turned a profit, which is hard to say in the restaurant industry.
Yeah, it is.
Like first month, we turned a profit. We're bringing in clients from the Board Chef, which is my catering charcuterie company. So we're bringing in those clients because now I have a brick and mortar, and they want to come and want to have parties and want to do all the things. And so it was great. I mean, I think we opened last quarter of last calendar year, and it was great because that's when the parties are coming. That's when Thanksgiving's coming, food to go, and all that stuff. So, so we turned a profit pretty quickly, and I think he just wants to find us a place that will give us a little bit more traction, foot traffic, even though there's 60,000 cars that pass on Bandera Road every day, but they're just passing. Right?
There's so many things to get them to stop already.
Well, yeah, and
they just want to get home a lot of times.
And we were in Fast Food Alley, right? That's what Leon Valley is, kind of known for. And so people aren't expecting to sit down tablecloth restaurant where we have a sommelier on staff, and so they're like, I wear my chef coat every day, and because I want them to have that experience. Like it doesn't have to be expensive for you to have that experience, and we wanted to prove that, and we did. Our most expensive dish was $18, and it was fresh seafood.
Wow. We were just talking to Andrew Weissman. He's opening up another restaurant over in Alon Market, and I was San Antonio Report did an article on him, and he talked about like $20 in less plates, $10 in less cocktails.
Yeah.
And his whole I don't know how y'all's are, but his idea is like no tipping. It's like to kind of create that new environment where you. And I don't know if you've ever been to Cibolo Creek Brewing up in Bernie.
Mm-mm.
It's new ownership, and so you tip there now. And I went there when there was like no tipping, and it's awesome.
Really?
When you can just whatever if the price is there and you're like and that's the thing about restaurants. It's so hard though because you want to be able to cut people and everything, but have people staff just in case. It's a hard thing to
It
fix.
is. Yeah, it's hard to figure out. And for us, what we wanted to do is we wanted to do small plates, right? Like I don't need a Luby's platter for dinner. You don't. I spent a lot of time in Europe, right? Like we love Europe and the European lifestyle and the way that they eat, and they're healthier than us for a reason. And I wanted that, and people were kind of turned off by that at first, but then they come in and they realize, oh, that was just right. Now I can have a taste of her dish and a taste of his dish and get dessert and have cocktails and a beer. And because you only need this much, I promise. You will be satisfied, I promise.
It's not about getting stuffed.
Right. It's just about eating enough, right? And then we would do our menu reveals where you can try all 10 courses for $70 with wine pairing.
Oh, that's cool.
That's not a bad deal.
Come on. Who's going to give you that?
That's solid. 'Cause I always want to try everything in a restaurant, and I don't want to have to order a bunch of extra plates.
This is how you do it, right? And that because I'm the same way. My wife and I celebrated our 24th anniversary last year, and
That's crazy. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank you.
congrats.
That's
Yeah.
hard.
25
No.
this year.
I've got-
24. We just did 25. Yeah.
I'm not accumulating any more years, but I have about that many broken up between a couple women. but it's a stack. It's a stop. No more numbers are added to it.
Yeah. No. So we went to Corinne, and that's what I did. Is I ordered like 10 plates, and she's tiny, and so she's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Trust me," and we ate it all. Because that's what I wanted. That's the experience I wanted to give.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my restaurant, like people, what kind of restaurant is it? It's not Mexican. It's not Italian. It's just, we change our menu 2 or 3 times a year.
It's just good food.
It's whatever I want to make.
It's tapas without being Spanish necessarily.
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
And a little bit
The
bigger.
idea of it. Kind of,
Yeah, it's the idea of it. Yeah, a little bit bigger portion than tapas. There's a Korean dish. There's an Italian dish.
What's your Korean dish?
The Korean dish last menu was, I'm going to have to look at it now. I don't remember. I'll have to find out. But the Korean dish for when we open the new spot is bulgogi.
Is it?
Yeah. I was in Korea, stationed there for a year,
Yeah.
and we had Korean chefs in the kitchen with us, and I was like, you have to teach it to me. I have to know. So my only added twist, and people are going to freak out, but my only added twist was you had just a touch of A1. And it brought that umami, that savory, that sweetness, that acidic.
Yeah.
And they're like, don't do it. I was like, I'm going to do it. And then, those Korean soldiers ate that stuff up.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's how I survived when my dad would give us gray steaks. Was A1.
A1. Yeah.
There's something about A1. It's a good. I get off on tangents like
A1 will cover up some bad steak.
it would. I tell you right now, when Whataburger stopped doing their A1 thick and hearty burger was the worst day of my life.
Yeah. I used to get it all the
I
time.
love that burger.
I love A1.
By far their best burger.
My mom says I used to put it on my eggs when I was a kid. I don't remember that, but that's what she says.
Might try it now. So what kind of like Italian dishes and stuff do y'all like?
So I do remember some of those. So the last menu that we did, it was like a cutlet with an arugula salad, fresh shaved parm on the top, and that's all you get. You get the cutlet. We did a whole grain mustard sauce, arugula tossed in a lemon vinaigrette, and shaved parm, fresh shaved parm, and that's it. But that's all you need, I promise. Like, because it looks like a lot,
Yeah.
but it's just the right amount of food. And then I did a bolognese from scratch, tongue, venison, brisket, meat, all these ground meats, because my wife wanted a spaghetti dish on the menu.
You started with tongue.
Yeah, but that's how you make bolognese. You make it with
I
tongue.
never knew that.
I didn't know.
You make it with lingua, and then you add all your vegetables and your ground pork and your ground sausages and your ground meats, and you roast it all together, and then you add your tomatoes and let it cook.
Isn't it always funny, like this, the dishes that most likely started off with the poor families of a region
Figured it out.
Yeah.
hundreds of years ago become
Trying to survive,
become the most flavorful, best dishes that
Yeah.
you.
100%. Like barbacoa.
Like barbacoa. It's the best.
Menudo, everything.
Yeah.
I'm not a menudo guy.
No. All the different cheap
Give me
cuts.
some pozole.
Yeah.
Give me some
Right.
pozole.
Menudo's not bad. Like, I like the clear juice menudo. Like, if it's too dark, I just automatically assume they didn't clean it good.
No. If it's too dark, that means that there's a lot of chili in it, and that's the one you want.
I like the little clear.
I remember back in the day, like back in the early '90s and stuff, when if you went and got barbacoa especial, it was especial and it had everything
The
in
eyes
it,
and
the
the
eyes,
cartilage and all that, yeah.
I thought it was special the first time. It's like why not get the special?
The
one?
first time I figured it out was late '90s, and I was working at Hollywood. Used to have a place off Wurzbach in, I forget that corner street, but it was called Market Fresh, and it was just a neighborhood market, like a corner store. You get wine, produce, whatever. But we had a baker come in on the weekends, and he would make fresh sandwiches, and we'd make barbacoa on the weekends. And he'd get there early. I'd get there early, and he's like, "Hey, check on the barbacoa. Make sure it has water." I opened that roaster. I was like, what the? And it was the whole head. Literally the skull and all of it. The whole head.
Sorry.
Eyeballs, all of it. And that guy just went in there
I
and
went out wrong throat. Sorry.
took it all apart.
Freaked you out a little bit. At the
Yeah, I was
beginning,
like,
huh?
what the hell are we doing in here? Yeah, freaked me out a little
We're
bit.
selling, man.
People lined up. We'd sell out quick.
Yeah.
People lined up for that stuff. So, but yeah.
That's the good stuff, everything. So y'all are at this point, y'all are then looking for a location.
Yeah. I think we.
But you have your, like, because your restaurant's different than, like, your catering business. Like, you also have, like, the board chef.
Yeah, so the board chef is our catering charcuterie counterpart, right? And that's kind of how we started. UTSA athletic meal preps, we would do those. We would do charcuterie tables. I think for UTSA football one year we did like a 12-foot long charcuterie table.
Wow.
It was awesome.
Wow.
It was super cool. That was the biggest one I've ever done. I've done kitchen island takeovers.
How long did that take you to, like...
About an hour. It took me an hour to assemble it. A couple hours prior to cut it all up and all that, but just an hour to assemble it. It was awesome.
Football players probably went through that in, like, 2 minutes.
Oh, they were
Eating
gone.
like Lunchables.
Yeah, it was gone.
Were you the one that told me that about Lunchables?
Yeah.
Like the trained us to like charcuterie boards?
Yeah. It's just a
They had it
Lunchables.
planned. Yeah, I say they had it planned. I saw somewhere in China they did. They were trying to take coffee over there, but they didn't really like coffee. They were just tea drinkers. So they introduced coffee flavored candy to the kids, and then when the kids grew up, now they're able to sell coffee because they're accustomed to that flavor.
Wow, that's smart.
So I think they did the same thing to us with Lunchables.
They did.
Well, I
They
think here's my conspiracy theory when it comes to Chipotle. Because you've seen the reports and stuff where they talk about how like the size of the bowls are getting less and everything, and if you need to go in person because you've ordered online, you're not going to get anything in it. Well, I just saw a thing where they're coming out with the robotic. As long as they can, they just have to have somebody in the back feeding the machine and putting the food in there, and it proportions every time the perfect amount. I think it was a psyop on the front end telling us that we weren't getting enough, just so that when they went to the robots, they're like, oh, but yeah, let's do the robots because we know we're going to get a good deal now.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It was just a whole psyop on Chipotle.
It probably was.
I don't trust anybody anymore.
I don't know if it was for the robots, but it kept people talking about them.
Well,
And
Well,
if,
it did. Yeah, so maybe it's a twofer.
If
Yeah.
50 Cent and Donald Trump can do anything, they can recognize like all marketing's good marketing.
That's true.
for sure.
They have the same marketing tactic.
Yeah.
That's true. Very true.
Not all good
So yeah, we're looking for a spot. I think Hollywood found one in the Babcock-Hebner area, so we're trying to get a hold of that landlord so we can take a look inside to see. Because we want Taste of Medical Center.
Yeah.
Early April, right before Fiesta.
Oh wow.
The district won Taste of Medical Center first prize, and
Nice.
we're still doing all access promotions. They still have a bunch of festivals that they do throughout the year, and so we're still on the hook for some of those.
Keeping
and
your
we're,
name
and
out.
we're gonna do them absolutely.
Yeah.
We're still gonna do them, and we post it on our socials. We'll come to you if you want to have a house party. I'll wear my district chef coat and I'll come I'll cook your dinner. That's fine.
Yeah.
Because I don't mind. I love doing it. I love serving people. I love feeding people. I love giving them an experience. If you need our sommelier Ceci to come out and do it, I hired my buddy Bruce to help us serve on brunch. Brunch was killer for us, and then he does our community development. So he reaches out to city council and the mayor, and he coordinates all that for us. So, my daughters do all of our marketing because they're both marketing majors. One's at Texas State, one's at UTSA, and so I'm a chef. Let me stick to what I know. I'm gonna let you guys do what you guys do.
Leverage out everything. All
Absolutely.
the experts and stuff.
Why would I not? Yeah.
We were talking about how beforehand how like San Antonio's it's really becoming such a great food scene. We were talking about he's been following Andrew like he remembers when that article came out back in the day.
Yeah, I remember that.
In the spotlight and stuff and everything. It's like and talking about like the medical center. you got great restaurants in there that cover the gambit as far as like the types of cuisine from South Asian, like Indian and stuff, and then you've got Ethiopian restaurant there. We got Marimonte, which is
Marimonte was a second place at Taste of Medical Center, and we went to that restaurant a couple weeks before that event. And
it's good stuff.
Prince is a great dude,
and
he's.
We had him on here. I don't know if you do.
I didn't see that one. No,
he's crazy. He loves the. Tell you what, somebody that loves the military. That guy loves the U.S. military like big time. We helped him buy a restaurant in Floresville.
Okay.
He's going to open up another location down there.
Good. He should. Yeah, he's a good dude.
He's very dynamic. Yeah. He fills the room with his presence.
Yes, but that was the Taste of Medical Center. It was all of that. Like across from us, we had an Indian restaurant. We had. Taco restaurant. They even had I think it was Taco Cabana there, and it was everything, and it was everything for everybody. Yeah. And so I loved it. It was a great event.
What was y'all's dish that y'all won with?
We served palm puree with red wine braised short ribs and greens on top.
Sounds good.
Short ribs I love, and
yeah. And ours are easy.
And again, that's one of the it's a food that
it's a peasant dish.
It's a peasant dish.
It's easy. It's just red wine and mustard. This is how we spruced it up. Whole grain Dijon mustard, red wine, and then we use the chuck flat, and so we cut them in strips and braised them overnight.
There you go.
Took them straight there. Done. It's easy. Anyone can do it.
Because I love when chefs say it's easy. It's just like
everyone can do it.
It's easy. It's easy.
It takes like 3 ingredients.
I'll burn ramen noodles.
Yeah,
I'm not allowed in there.
Awesome. Well, when you find your location, we'll have to have you come back on.
Absolutely,
and,
love to,
and put it out there.
Yeah,
and get everybody to know about it. And that's the thing that we talked with. A couple of chefs that we've had on there is like the restaurant's lifespan. A lot of time it's so out of the control. Sometimes it's just like the lease is up and like it's no longer a tenable agreement. Sometimes, unfortunately, it's like a situation with like yours where there's some bad landlords out there. We're in the real estate business and everything, and like there's the good with the bad.
Yeah,
and they might not just be able to afford to do it.
And I think that's what it was. I really do, because a couple of our neighbors had moved out and no one's filled that spot yet. And then, they immediately came in, gangbusters, and started renovating the front facade of the building, but it's still being renovated. Yeah. And so I was like,
it's that lipstick stuff. You need the mechanicals done.
Yeah, I think the money's starting to dry up on this location. So I want to cut
it's tight.
ties.
A lot of people think of the real estate investor, the person, the landlord holding it, they're rich and they can do whatever. But a lot of times they're cash flowing a couple $100 a month and barely getting by too.
Yeah, I agree. And they own, from my understanding, is they own quite a few strip malls. And
okay.
Or they're slumlords, one of the two. Just kidding. All disclosures, I didn't say that.
Yeah, so I think she just, for me personally, there was 4 partners in the business, me and my wife, and then my partner and his wife, and for me and my wife, we were like, we've had enough. We're gonna go this route now, and
how long do you have left on the lease?
I think they have 18 months left.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we're gonna walk away and go do this portion.
Well, time for the tough questions.
Okay.
We always ask everybody the same too, and it's interesting when they're from the food industry.
Okay.
So what is your favorite breakfast taco place?
Ooh, that's a difficult question. I think it depends on.
I'm thinking Thomas Jefferson High School. Where would I go around there?
Yeah. So Thomas Jefferson, right? So what we did is we would tell our parents that we had like a free period, and we would just go to the little donut shop.
The original Mexican
restaurant.
Yeah.
And that's what we would do.
I knew you were going to come up with that one. It's like it's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
for
that area, yeah, for sure. Now I live near Helotes, and so, man, that depends. I really got to. Our restaurant was right next to, or right behind Tia's Tacos on Bandera, and so I'd get there early. I'd finish my prep, and I'd be like, I don't want to make anything. I'm gonna go get a taco. And so I'd probably go to Tia's.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And how about burger place? Could be any kind.
Any kind of burger. I would say the district burger. My burger.
I like it.
My burger.
Nothing wrong with saying that.
No, well, and you know, not to be like, oh, I have the best burger, but that's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. If I can get my parents to eat it, who are steak and potatoes, like they're steak and potato kind of people, like just plain. They don't want to try anything fancy, and they both would come to brunch and eat that burger.
So what kind of burger do you have?
So it's a brioche bun, fresh made brioche bun.
Do you bake your own burger?
No, we outsource it, yeah. And then pesto. We do pesto on it, and then we cook our Angus brisket patty in beef tallow, and then we char it on the grill. Okay. And then it's served with crispy porchetta bacon and arugula with dressing, white wine vinaigrette dressing, and then tomatoes, and then in the bottom a garlic aioli.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds good too.
We're gonna go have that one.
Yeah. Get that location stat.
Yeah. Fit that out there.
That is something. So we've been. My wife and I have been talking about the new menu for the new place, and she's like, "You gotta cut these things. You gotta cut those things, but the burger, you gotta keep the burger."
Awesome.
Cool. Well,
thanks for having us.
Thanks,
Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, of course.
Do us a favor, hit that like and subscribe. Be on the lookout for the district opening up soon.
Yeah.
Your Instagram, what's the handle?
The district SATX and the board chef TX.
Board Chef TX and then District SATX. Follow them all. Let's
Check
go.
them out.